Bombs, bullets and selfies inside the hotel world of New York's Harry and Meghan. Hi, good morning, Neil Sean here in the heart of London. Thank you for joining me today. Hope you're keeping well, and that is one of your big breaking royal stories coming out of centre of London today. It's interesting, isn't it, with the former royal who basically claimed he wanted to quit the royal family for a life of normalcy, really, doing normal things. He never really wanted apparently to be royal, wanted to test the water on the other side of the path. Interesting. So what is it like now being a former royal, a person of normality, if you like? Well, it's even harder, one would imagine, given the details leaking out about his stay at the Carlisle Hotel in the heart of Manhattan, New York. Now, the Carlisle Hotel has been home to many famous faces over the years, including former President John F. Kennedy, and of course big names like Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin, you name it. Anyone who's anyone has stayed at the Carlisle. Been in it myself, very luxurious, way too pricey, but of course if you can afford it, or not as the case may be, then it could be the hotel for you. So what could Harry and Meghan expect prior to checking in? Well, according to good sources, all staff were vetted and only those staff could work for the duration of the former royals' stay. There was to be no eye contact with the former royals, no requests for autographs or selfies, and of course discretion at all times. And by discretion, what I mean by that is, it's interesting to note this, isn't it, because hotels are so paranoid about things being leaked out. So even whatever they ordered for breakfast, lunch or dinner, or indeed the phone calls that they made, everything had to be vetted and cleared so that nothing could escape perhaps the hotel switchboard. Also interesting to note that the hotel was swept for bugs prior to their arrival because they were paranoid about people wanting to listen in. The whole floor was sealed off, and of course, yes, it was checked for bombs. I mean, that's normal actually, but then again, as I'm saying to you, what's interesting I find is that this ex-royal couple wanted to be normal. So is this really normal people's behaviour? I don't know about you, but when I'm checking into the Travelodge, well, that doesn't happen for me. I'm lucky if I get an extra pillow. And as we all know, the hotel is incredibly expensive, but this is where Harry and Meghan decided to base themselves well in New York. What's interesting, I also think, to note is that they could have stayed somewhere less salubrious, maybe a little less profile. Who would know if they were checking in? They're certainly so secretive and have managed to keep under the radar when it suits them. So one has to assume that they wanted the world's media to know exactly where they were staying, at what time they were departing and arriving back. I know this because somebody leaked that out to me. Interesting to note also that the hotel are refusing at this stage to say who actually footed the colossal bill. Maybe it's the Clooneys, after all. They loaned them their private jet when Meghan decided to fly back from that infamous baby shower. Who knows? But on a more serious note, you see, the hotel have done incredibly well out of this because the Carlisle is battling, as are all hotels right now worldwide, to keep their head above water. You may think that's an improbability, but ratings, stays, everything are down. So they need people to be refocused on who is top dog in the hotel market. It's interesting to note as well that Donald Trump owns quite a few hotels in New York. Maybe they could have asked him after all. Harry seemingly got on quite well with Ivanka. But finally, on a serious note, yes, we don't know how much they paid for the suite. We have no idea, as no other media outlet knows, exactly where the money came from to fund that. Was it part of the Global Citizen deal? But what we do know is that Harry and Meghan have put the hotel back on the map. And interesting to note, a very good insider within the hotel tells me they're now contemplating renaming the suite in their honour. Yeah. So would it be the Duke and Duchess of Sussex suite, or simply, as Meghan likes to say, Hazza and Meghan suite? Whichever way, the Carlisle can thank the Sussexes for putting them back on the map, possibly for all the wrong reasons. But according to the Carlisle, bookings are up, with many people wanting to stay and sleep in the very same bed that Harry and Meghan recently frequented. Neil Sean in the heart of London.